Never really know just what
Hello, and welcome to Dear Dana on a Wednesday night.
I could feel
It's hump day.
Play with me like
Shake up all the stress
you don't
of the week. Not much longer to the weekend. Inhale deeply to the count of 4. And hold it. Exhale to the count of 4.
Got me coming back for more, even when I've been screwed.
Shake it all off.
Pierce my heart straight through.
Inhale to the count of 4 again.
Got issues in my head. I like you in the bed, but you keep me on
red. Exhale to the count of 4.
Everything is like a test. I better not text or I'll come off desperate.
Shake it all off. Welcome to Dear Dana. It's the middle of the week. Shake up all the stress that you have drove up over the week. That's right. Just shake it all off. Very good. Welcome to Dear Dana. It's the middle of the week. We've gone on a little later than we usually do. I had a lot to do. I was wrapping up my admission to the hypnosis school. Yeah, I'm doing the thing. And welcome out in the bushes too. Tonight we're talking about communication and conversations, and also why are people addicted to drama? There's a good reason. There's a good reason they are. Is it good for you? No. But is it a natural thing people typically do? Yes. But I also want to talk about communication and conversations. There's a vast difference, especially these days. People are making communication short and sweet, trying to control it more when they want it, how they want it, who they want to talk to, when they want to talk to you. You know what I mean? Texting makes it more controllable. Texting also kind of makes it a wee bit dangerous because sometimes you never know in what way the text is meant. How many of you have sent out a text and it has easily been misconstrued? Easily been misconstrued. And you're like, oh, they didn't take it the way I meant it. And then you're kind of having to chase the person down saying, that's not the way I meant it. Hey, Queen of O'Hara, how are you doing? That is not the way I meant it. And they're like, yeah, right. Yeah, right, that's not the way you meant it. And you're like, but no, really, that's not the way I meant it. And you're having to sort of fight tooth and nail to convince somebody that is not the way you meant the text. And it causes all kinds of drama. We have lost the fine art of communication. The face-to-face conversations that we have with people. When we have conversations, generally speaking, we don't have to explain ourselves because we've got the body language involved. We've got the eye contact involved. We've got the tone of voice involved. And 80% of our communication comes from body language. That's the truth. That is the truth. Hey, Willow, Paranormal Witch, my fun mod. Except when I have my mom today, she's like, you know, dairy really bothers me. It hurts my stomach. I can't eat like a lot of butter and milk and cheese and egg. And I'm like, but Mama, egg's not dairy. And she got hotter than a hen on a summer day on concrete. Because I said, but Mama, egg's not dairy. Egg's dairy. Mom, egg's not dairy. And she was like, Miss Know-It-All and blah, 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 and all this stuff. She got mad as hell at me because I told her egg was not dairy. Well, it's not dairy. You can't make ice cream with egg. You can't melt an egg over pizza. Egg is a protein. It's not dairy. Anyway, she was so mad. She was so mad. I just had to say I love you and get off the phone. I did. She must have been having a bad day because I was not trying to be anything but say, hey, mom, milk's not, egg's not dairy, and probably be okay to eat. That was my point. I was on the phone with her. I wasn't texting. But sometimes, it doesn't matter what you say, it's going to be misconstrued. Somebody's not going to like it. She didn't like me correcting that egg's not dairy. Lord have mercy. But I've been to dinner with my daughter and her friends, and they're sending a text to each other at the table because I think they forgot how to talk to each other. So I can see people going on a date. Here they are. They find each other on the dating apps. Then they start talking to each other over text and decide to meet up for a date. Hey, Rita Donovan, nice to see you. Two people meet up on a dating app. They talk on text and decide to meet up for a date. So they meet up for this date and they're ordering food, and instead of having a conversation, they're talking on their text because they don't know how to have an eye-to-eye, face-to-face conversation on this date. They don't know how to have a real conversation because they're stuck. They're stuck. Instead of saying, well, what are your hobbies? What do you do? What's your favorite color? Where'd you grow up? They have to text and use emojis to have a conversation because they don't know how to communicate in the real world, just like they don't know how to write cursive. Writing cursive is no longer a thing. Writing cursive is no longer a thing. I could not anymore imagine writing a note and having to print out that note in longhand. But then again, writing notes with your hand, actually writing a note to somebody, is a lost art. It is a lost art. If a man in this real world ever legitimately wrote a love letter to a woman, she better keep that love letter. She better put it in plastic and keep that thing for a lifetime, because one day it will be worth $1 million. Hey, Destin from Professional Paranormal Research. Cursive is not taught anymore, Rita Donovan. I had to teach my own daughter how to write in cursive because they do not teach it anymore. I was in utter shock. She was like, what is that, Mama? Can you teach me? Yes, ma'am, I can, because you are not going to live in this world and not know how to write in cursive. You especially need to know how to write your own name in cursive when you sign a document. Good Lord. We are not going to be back to the caveman and have to write an X on a document. Can you even imagine? So I taught her how to write cursive. Is it the most beautiful? No, but she knows how. But I am telling you, the newest generation out is having the most difficulty, and maybe on up, all that are using dating apps, all that have been dependent on technology, are having the most difficulty having modern relationships and having actual conversations with people, having friendships and relationships where they have actual conversations that are not text dependent. I am telling you. I am telling you. I am telling you. I am telling you. You watch and you look around. It is a sad state of affair. So pay attention and look around you. There is a vast difference in communication in our day and age and conversations. True conversations. And that's why you're seeing so much conflict going on, especially on social media. Especially when you read underneath videos, read in text and stuff like this, read in some of the chats that you see sometimes, because people get so hyped up about topics and videos, etc., etc. They know how, excuse me, to attack and put their thoughts out there, but they don't know how to have real conversations with people, intelligent discussions. They only know how to throw their own thoughts out there. Does that make sense? They don't know how to have conversations with people. They know how to throw their own thoughts out there. There's a difference. They haven't been in a place in the world where they have had the opportunity anymore. Everything's been digital. Everything's been emoji. Everything's been do 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 do. It's been communication over conversation. When you have conversation, there's give and take, right? There's give and take, and there's being able to moderate each other. There's being able to come to a middle understanding, or I don't have to agree with you, but I can understand your point of view. You get what I'm saying? I don't have to agree with you, but I can understand your point of view. A lot with today's communication is I'm going to bang out what I'm thinking, and you best well get my point of view and understand it, because that's the only way I'm going to think. I've got tunnel vision. I've got tunnel vision. Justin says people need to be in a communication incubator chamber. Yeah, maybe. Technology has been a gift and a curse. Our babies have grown up with technology in their hands, and they've been more attuned to it than we have. It's been like an extra appendage to them. So every new thing that comes out, they're wired for it. Their brain is wired for it. So, like when my daughter goes through things, I have to back her down and help her see things from all perspectives and be able to have conversations and see things out of the box. She listens all the time. And even when she hears me, sometimes she's going to do that thing anyway until she gets slammed in the face and has to learn the hard way. But that's how our kids are, right? But I know she hears me. Most of her friends come to her for advice because she learns, you know, from me in other ways. But the point of the matter is, I'm wondering as time goes on what it's going to be like. Are we going to have generations that communicate less and less? Fewer and fewer conversations. I don't know what it's like in other states, but, in the South, people used to sit on the front porch, talk to each other. I grew up where all the neighbors knew each other. All the neighbors watched after everybody's kids. You could run the neighborhood. Of course, that was years ago when I played outside, but we'd be outside all day, come home when the light, when it was starting to get dark outside. Of course, you can't do that now. But when my daughter was little, I could send her across to that neighbor to play. They would watch the kids, I'd watch their kids. And that wasn't that many years ago, actually. Hey, Clubhouse Cobalt, Corner Clubhouse Cobalt, Corner Clubhouse Cobalt. But now, what is going on? I'm like, get off the text, make a phone call. In a mental health capacity, we are hurting our own mental health. Let me just throw that out there. We are hurting our own mental health because we used to call our friends and family more often than not. They heard our voices. They heard our compassion. We made that connection. You hear me? Now, it's easier for us to, how are you doing today? How are you feeling? Put the phone down. Go on about your business. And hopefully they'll see your text and text you back. Right? How often do we actually reach out and make those calls? Some of you might. But in general, so many people are guilty of just, I sent them a text. Or they texted me. You understand what I'm saying? We do not reach out and actually hear, talk to, touch, hug, write letters, etc. Video killed the radio star. Video killed the radio star. And then computers killed outdoor activities. Then phones took over and brainwashed everyone and desensitized them. Yep. What's next? The chips in our arms. People need to love each other like God loves us. True. True, true, true. Are we caring about our neighbors, our brothers, the strangers less than we need to? It's becoming like Fahrenheit 451. Ever read that? I might actually have that in my house because I think my husband did. I haven't read it. I need to look for it. Wasn't that a movie? It seems like that was a movie. I do agree with reconnect with nature and dance nude in the rain. Now, nude, the only time I tried nude in the rain was when I lived out in the country with Noah and cows were my neighbors. And I tried it once on my deck in the middle of the night because I wanted to feel the rain against my skin. I will admit it, I tried it once when nobody could see me. Justin said, I only like texting people I care about. And it's good to text people, some, but some people have selective hearing. I think it's nice to make phone calls, write notes, actual notes, especially to a significant other type person. I don't like texting when people want to yell or argue with me. I don't like it. I don't reply. Can you yell on text? Can you yell on text? When it's a text, can you yell? Woo, look at all this. Is this flirting going on here? Dustin, you know I like you. You're a good person, Willow. Dustin, I try to be. Ray Bradbury wrote it, and Julie Christie starred in it. I thought that it was a movie. Hey, the Stock Explorer. You'll have to let me know when you want that session. You'll have to let me know a general time. Dustin, I'm just giving you a hard time. You'll have to let me know a general time frame when you want that session. Just giving you a hard time, Dustin, just playing. So I can fit it in on my schedule because I'm officially locked and loaded in phase 2 of clinical hypnotherapy school. In my phase 2. Like I said, I already took it in graduate school, but I'm getting deeper into it now. The firemen burn books. Everyone watches TV. And here's the other thing. Let me tell you how bad it gets with how locked in we are into social media and computers and tech and all these people that we watch, right? We need to spend, oh, thank you, Miss Southern Belle. We need to spend more time connected to real life, okay? Not saying we don't need sweet escapes, but we need to stay more connected and grounded in real life. time in our real life, time for ourselves in real life. Let me show you something real quick. Let me share something. You may have seen it. You may have seen it. But this Kim Kardashian lookalike, her name is Christina Ashton Gurkani, and she sure does look like her. And she had an OnlyFans. I believe she was 36 years old, maybe. She had another plastic surgery that went badly, and she died. She sure did die, but she made money. She already looked like her naturally, but got more plastic surgeries to look more like her. Boobs, BBLs, things like that. Died on the table. And this was just recently. It's so sad that it happened from plastic surgery. But they're doing a GoFundMe to help with her expenses. I don't know if she had any children or not. I want to say, did she have children? I don't know if she did or not. Daughter, sister, maybe she didn't. But anyway, she was she's the spit image. She knew she was right out the go. People used to think that she looked like her, and she just kept it going. Of course, she really kept it going, but she had cardiac arrest. People take these things to the extreme. Extreme. Hey, Virginia Woolf. Thank you, Miss Southern Belle. You are so precious. Look what our world has come to. Look what it's come to. Virginia said the doctor's a criminal. They do want to look into pressing charges against the doctor. Virginia says, I like my lady as natural. Well, he's got a beautiful wife, by the way. Virginia does. I'm as natural as they come, let me tell you. But well, I do wear cosmetics. I can't say natural with that. But she did overdo that for sure. Why did she even have to go back? I don't get it. I do not get that. But that is pitiful. There was another guy that I want to say he was he originally from Canada? And he went to did he go to Japan or Taiwan? And he had all these surgeries to look like one of the BTS guys. And he got to be on some kind of show over there. Like I want to say it was like a soap opera type show. But he just had another cosmetic surgery and he didn't make it. He was doing it so he could remain on that show because he was trying to look like one of the BTS guys. You know, the band BTS? Some of you might know who they are. Their music's pretty cool. What's a nightmare on legs? Not to be mean, but if I saw that in a park net night bid runaway, what? Park net night bid? I don't know what you're talking about. Park net night bid? Runaway. Did you mean parking lot? Is that talking about communication? Can you please clarify, Dustin? Park knit night be. The only thing we can say to the poor lady is rest in peace, and I hope you live to have a life on the next life. I know that's so sad. Yes, but if she's not too scared to stalk explore, she won it, but she seems scared of it. Gloom, despair, and agony on me. True deep depression, excessive misery. If it weren't for bad luck, I'd have no luck at all. Gloom, despair, and agony on me. Anybody know that song? Hee, ha, ha, ha. Hee, haw. That was an old show. Park at night. That's what you meant. Mason in my two-pod. Your two-pod is speaking a whole nother language, Dustin. Mason in my two-pod. But that's my whole point. Talking about drama, people on text, on television, on the internet. I was talking on Goga, Yoga with Goga's channel today. They have replays of that right now. We were talking about drama. And the drama channels make lots of money. And why are people so attracted to drama? You know why? Because it trips their fight or flight hormone. It trips the adrenal gland. It trips it. TRIPS. It trips it, triggers it. It makes the adrenaline start pumping. Just like when you're in love, the adrenaline starts pumping. When you're afraid, the adrenaline starts pumping. People like their heart to start racing when they're in love. Not so much when they're afraid, but they like it to start racing when they're in love. When they go to watch scary movies, their heart starts racing. So there's that feeling, right? People like that feeling of the heart racing when they're in love. Not so much when their life's in danger, but when they're in love, they like it. So there's that same sensation to begin with. So when they see drama, they get that same kick, that same adrenaline feed, but their life's not in danger. So it's almost like an addiction, right? So when drama happens, it's like, what's going on? They get that feed, they get that trigger, they get that adrenaline boost. So people get pumped off that drama. So they get that feed, that lust. So they go like rabid dogs for drama. So it's a satiation. They get satiated. They want that fix. So they go for the drama. Even if it isn't good for their mental health, even if it isn't good for their physical health. You get what I'm saying? It's like they need a fix, but they chase it down. That's why people are addicted to drama. It's an unconscious thing and they may not understand it and it might not be good for them, but that's why they go for it. And that's why when you see nicer channels or programs on television or places to go, you might not see as many people because it might not necessarily feed that fix. Might not necessarily feed that fix. It might feed an interest, but not a fix. Exactly, Rita Donovan. Whatever happened to being happy? Drama Llama gets bad karma. Happy has to be a choice. Now, that sensation of happy, you can still get that welled up feeling of bliss and joy, but you have to choose happy. Hey, Sarah McCluskey, no worries. You have to choose happiness. Drama is a fix like an addiction. Happiness is a choice. Happiness comes from the critical brain. It's a choice, or it's a feeling that occurs in a situation. Drama is a fix, like a drug. See the difference? Just like communication can be part of drama or just a bland necessity. Conversation, you can connect that to happiness. It's more full. Conversations are more full. Conversation is a choice. Conversation's a choice. You get what I'm saying? Conversation's more of a choice. Particularly these days. You almost have to choose to have a conversation in this day and age. Once upon a time, that was an everyday thing. Now, conversations are not everyday things. They are not an everyday occurrence. That is a choice we make to have a full conversation. Because the full conversation takes face to face, eye to eye, tonality in the voice, body language. You cannot have a full conversation over text. Can't happen. There's no fullness to that. That is mere communication, in my humble opinion. And it leads a lot of doors to be bumped into, for lack of better, if you're not careful. And if you choose that you do not wish to communicate with that person any longer, so easy just to slam the door and ghost them. Is it not? To act like they never existed. Proof that person doesn't exist. Now, isn't that something? Abracadabra, you no longer abracadabra, zoomy zoom, you no longer belong in my room. You just ghost them. Now, isn't that one hell of a thing? What does that say about our society? What does that say about our society? You just ghost them. You erase them. They don't exist anymore. Doesn't matter what it may do to their mental health. You don't care. You just ghost them. Rita Donovan says, we're disposable. People don't think about ghosting them may be equivalent to spiritually unaliving. In some sort. I'm personally unaliving you in some way. Not physically, but you get what I'm saying. You no longer exist. Maybe I'm being a bit dramatic, but you get my point. It makes it unnecessary for one person to have a conversation with the other person. To say, you know, this isn't really working out. Or, it was really nice getting to know you, but just an easy way out. You no longer exist. People don't have to be adults. People don't learn how to have tools. Did you ever hear of any of the Daddy of Five stuff that happened back in 2017? No, I didn't hear about that. Yeah, it's disrespectful. Very disrespectful. We went out. We went home. I'm ghosting you. Not going to tell you why. Not going to say goodbye. Thank you. Kiss my booty. Sometimes two people can meet, and it has nothing to do with there is something wrong with one or the other. Sometimes two people can meet, and they just have nothing in common, or there's no chemistry. That's all. Sometimes they just have nothing in common. They could be two perfect specimens of two people, and they just have nothing in common. You know what I mean? And there's nothing wrong with saying, hey, I like you, you like me, but we just don't have anything in common. Simple as that. And be friends and move on. Everybody is not going to be right for everybody. Well, that's creepy. Kiss booty? What? Kiss booty. What was that? I got distracted. Can you reactivate that, please? You did Paranormal. Two of the children from that family were removed from that house. Cody and Emma, the two kids that got most of the pranks or that make a child cry. I know, Dustin. But anyway, you guys get the point that I'm trying to make. People do not know how to talk to each other anymore. They just do not. They don't. And it is frustrating to me. It is. I don't know about any of you, but I've just noticed people don't know how to communicate anymore. Or is it just me? Is it because I'm just so old? That's how I think. Yeah, you do that, Sarah, please. Is it just how I think? People get short triggers. They don't know how to be polite and communicate and be patient and kind. But they better learn. Somebody needs to teach them. So you noticed it too, Nora? We don't all need to turn into little robots out here. I'll get in trouble. My mouth will overload my backside. I'll be out there teaching everybody manners. I'll be out there saying, excuse me. Excuse me. I'll kill him with kindness. And say, hey, you know what? They'll be like, what, lady? What do you want, lady? I'll be like, you know, you have sweet face. You don't have to be rude. You don't have to be rude. I don't have to worry about too much rudeness around here. But here again, here's the other thing. I don't want to sit at a table with people doing this when you're eating. No. Put the phone down. Almost broke my phone. Put the phone down. Everybody's having dinner. Don't sit and look at your blankety blank phone when everybody's having dinner and it's time to talk to each other and have dinner, see how your day is. Do not look at your phone. It is rude. It's rude. Don't be looking at that screen when you have human beings around you. No. Life is short. Life's short. If you have human beings around you that are breathing and have blood going through them, don't be rude. Talk to them. Do you understand? Because they're here for you. See how their day was. Tell them how your day was. See what's going on in life. You can always talk on that phone later. That phone is not going anywhere. Your britches are not burning. Whoever needs to talk to you, their text will be there 30 minutes later. If it's an emergency, you will find out. If you are dating someone, put your damn phone down. Or that date will be over. Seriously. If you're trying to date someone, don't be doing this unless you're trying to get out of that date. Because that is a quick way to not have date number 2. It was better when people had pagers. I'm telling you. It was so much better with pagers. Because people's faces were not glued to it. The art of small talk is lost. Although, I don't like a lot of small talk. I don't like a lot of small talk. Not a lot of it. I want people to tell me about your life. I like some small talk, not a lot of small talk, because then it wears me out. You know? But then, here's the other thing. People find out you're a psychotherapist and they're new to you. All of a sudden, they tell you all their problems. All their problems. All their problems. Willow, one day you will be dating. But dating is not fun. It's not fun. Rita says, I used to make my husband crazy with small talk. I enjoyed polite conversation during dinner. I do like some small talk. Here's my problem. When I'm dating, I think too deep. I think too deep. So, I like some small talk. But small talk's a little bit hard for me. A little bit. I think too deep. I'm either making crazy jokes or talking too deep. I'm either making jokes about everything or talking too deep. I look for jokes at every angle I can find them. My husband now, he's the straight guy. He doesn't often get my jokes. Virginia says, just don't try to talk to me about a bunch of stuff before I'm awake in the morning. Virginia, that is me. Give me a chance to have my coffee and become conscious. Let me become conscious. Let my brain wake up. Otherwise, you will be repeating it again later. Because sometimes my husband will talk a million miles a minute about some stuff and my brain is not open for business. Now, listen, I guess it is the yearly kidnap your wife thing. Because my husband is kidnapping me Friday again. And not telling me where, once again. He did this last year. He's decided to do it again. He has not told me where he's taking me. He has told me it's not more than an hour from here. He told me to take something to dress up in, and now I'm having a heart attack because I'm like, I don't know what I have to dress up in. So I'm doing inventory in my head, and to take something for a couple of nights, which means I need to take 3 sets of clothes because I'm not wearing something dressed up in all night long, because the minute I don't have to dress up, I will be out of that dress up clothes. Yeah, it's had to have been a year. It had to have been a year. I'm pretty sure it's had to have been a year. Has it? It's had to have been close to a year. Maybe. Yeah, I know, right? I told him, I just said, we need to go on a date soon. And I wanted to go panning for gold or something. And all of a sudden he came in the other day. What are you doing Friday? What are you doing Saturday? What are you doing? Blah, blah. So he goes, I'm taking you off. I'm not going to tell you where. If you need to, you can take the laptop with you and maybe do a live or maybe download some stuff and whatever. So I may or may not, I don't know yet. I may or may not go live Saturday night. It depends. Went to Helen, Georgia. Went to Helen, Georgia. The whole town's like a German it's a German, the whole town looks German. That's all I can say about it. The whole town looks German. And there's lights and beer, German restaurants, and all that kind of thing. And I meant to upload some of that, never did. But yeah. He'll say it's pretty scenery. What's on your bucket list, Nora? Helen, Georgia? Are you talking about Helen, Georgia? Or Penny for Gold? Yeah, in the summertime, people go tubing down the river past Helen. And I've been to Helen quite a few times over my lifetime, but I was so worn out when we went to Helen last time. And my husband, he never gains weight. He loves to eat rich foods, and he's technically an American citizen, but he grew up in Europe. He was born and raised in Europe. His father was an American soldier, but my husband was born in Denmark, so he misses all the European foods and stuff, and the real rich foods. And he can eat whenever he wants, never gains weight. I have to watch what I eat. He doesn't have to watch what he eats. It is nice. It's nice at Helen. So many stores there. But all the stores are built like German stores, shops. There's bands outside there. The water runs through it. The mountains surround everything. It's really pretty. But anyway, I got on a lot later than I expected because I was trying to wrap up everything with my tuition with hypnosis school to get the clinical hypnosis stuff wrapped up. Like I said, I've already studied hypnosis in graduate school, but this goes a little bit deeper, and I want it to get everything done because, I'm going to be doing all this stuff till I can't do it no more. Till I can't do it anymore. Helping people is my gig. But Stock Explorer Nora, you have to tell me when. I'm not going to chase you down. But anyway, I love you all. I appreciate you all dearly. Please, like, subscribe. I always forget till the very end. Please like and subscribe. Thank you very much. Remember, your vibe attracts your tribe. Get out there and make some conversations with people, especially your friends, people you love and care about, because it is good for your health. People need to have that connection. Hugs, voices, body language, write a real note for somebody. But people really need that contact, more than just a text. People forget how much real notes really mean, real phone calls really mean, real face-to-face contact with your friends, But anyway, everyone have a beautiful night. I love you very much, and I'll see you on the downswing. And just remember, you're all worthy, you're all loved, you're all special, and I appreciate every one of you. Take it easy, and I will talk to you later. Bye, everybody. Until next, here we go, go, go. Bum, bum, ba-da. Let me find it. Thank you all so much. I'm slow, but here we go.
When you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go. Hustle hard, hustle every single day. I'll be making moves till I'm buried in my grave.